The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
All of a sudden, steps are being built, sidewalks are being done, walls are going up, bus shelters are being built. All of a sudden, you couldn't eat roads, but now they're vomiting concrete.
A clear indication that elections are around the corner. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show, NewsSpin, on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. We trust you had yourself an enjoyable weekend and all set for a very interesting week. By the way, it's Holy Week. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. You'll be part of the conversation in a bit when you call 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. I will endeavor to go through some of your comments in the chat room because Amanda is not feeling too well. She's not with us today. So I will try to do the honors. It could be a very difficult task to go through the WhatsApp messages, to engage you, the audience, and also to take your calls. So I'll try to see what I could do as far as engaging you folks who are in the chat room. Some of you already saying good afternoon to each other. And somebody says, everyone, good afternoon. And not much happening. Blessed and pleasant Monday, Tim, Amanda, and the lovely spinners in the chat room. Lots of folks in the chat room already. And we'd like to welcome one and all. So as you heard from the political leader of the opposition, UWP, speaking during the Sunday Live yesterday, a lot of things happening all around St. Lucia. Infrastructure work taking place. Retaining walls, construction of drains and steps, etc. And he quipped that, at one time people were saying people do not eat roads. But now, all of a sudden, people are miraculously vomiting concrete. And you wonder why governments of St. Lucia, from day one, they do not meet the demands of the people. And quite often the people are not asking for any kind of miracles because they understand our financial limitations. There are a lot of things that we sacrifice. And we understand that, there's certain things that we require a lot of begging of international countries and international agencies for those things to materialize. But the footpaths, the drains, ensuring we maintain our roads, that certainly should be something that should be delivered to the people of the country. Because can you imagine the anxiety that people go through, the experience? I mean, it has been a horrifying couple of years for many road users in St. Lucia. I mean, you have to navigate and negotiate those craters, not even potholes, craters. And it's not only cause discomfort to people who are driving vehicles or riding motorcycles, even pedestrian traffic would have come under immense strain, immense pressure. And all of a sudden realize that long after the year of infrastructure, there's another year of infrastructure. And the MPs are making their presence felt in the various constituencies because very soon you will have to make a decision as to whether you re-elect them or elect them into office. When you go into the voting booth, think carefully, be very cautious, be very mindful of the individuals you will repose your confidence in to represent your interest. Because 4 years prior to a general election, politicians, MPs are missing in action. They're very busy. They're very arrogant. Okay, they don't believe that they have to explain anything to you. They're not that approachable. But by year 5, believe you me, they do an about turn. They metamorphose, become a different individual. So, that's when you have the advantage and you might as well utilize it. One of the issues, I think, which will dominate or ought to dominate the discussions in the run-up to the island's next general election would be crime. And somehow governments do not want to take responsibility for the state of life in St. Lucia as far as crime is concerned. The discomfort that people have had to experience over the last few years. The fear that your uncle, your brother, your sister, your mother, your relative, a friend could be next, could be on the waiting list of being a homicide victim, and even you yourself. We have to change this environment. We have to change this approach. The I don't care kind of attitude has been exhibited by the authorities in St. Lucia. And how they do not attach much importance, it would appear, to the lives of the people. Just another statistic. One homicide, 2, and you have people, in particular the Prime Minister saying, crime, crime, crime. He likes to do that. Health, 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 health. As if those are not issues that warrant immediate attention on the part of the authorities. It can happen overnight, but if from day one you step into the seat, you step into office, you know what is required of you. You know the burning issues. You have been living in St. Lucia for a long time, and you claim, to have been born in St. Lucia, bred in St. Lucia, you understand the people, etc. You ought to know that in every given election, there are just about 4 main critical issues of importance to the people of the country. Recurring decimals. Not necessary in that order. Crime, healthcare, the unemployment problem in the country, and we're importing a whole lot more than we're exporting. You have a trade imbalance with most countries, if not all. So those issues, we understand them. It's just that in the order of priority, during a particular era, one issue would be more acute of a problem than the others. Over the last few years, it has been crime. Address it. But instead of adding, what this administration did as soon as it got into office was to do what? Disband the K9 unit, an arm, a critical arm of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force was severed. This is incredible. And the Prime Minister and National Security Ministers has somehow not been able to convince the people of the country that what he did was out of a great necessity. What he did was crucial, was warranted. It was not warranted at all, because the Prime Minister has not been able to convince many people in St. Lucia the rationale for disbanding the K9 unit of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Can't comprehend that at all. So the French have come to our assistance. One K9 Tyson, we have another K9, and I'll be introducing that K9 to you during the course of the week. You'll be hearing more about this K9. But I was talking about crime. So we had a double homicide which occurred yesterday in Inglewood. That's a section of Grand Riviere. 2 lifeless bodies found in a vehicle. The driver's seat, one individual is there, and the passenger seat, another male. The circumstances surrounding that incident yet to be explained by law enforcement, but we know for a fact that the 2 individuals were gunned down. Incidentally, just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I heard the gunshots. Did not know where they were coming from, and then a few hours later, I heard of that unfortunate incident. We have to pay attention to this crime problem in our country. We get a break. There's a lull every now and then, and all of a sudden, you have a recurrence of those tragic incidents. So, the criminals among us, they are the ones, I suspect, who are calling the shots. They determine when they will snuff out your life. You are, or we are, at their mercy. Let us hear now from Cherise John of the St. Lucia Fire Service reporting on this Inglewood's double homicide.
On Sunday, April 13th, 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to an emergency call at 3:30 p.m. involving a gunshot wound incident at Inglewood's Grand Riviere. On arrival at the scene, a vehicle was found with 2 adult males. On assessment, they presented negative vitals. Multiple penetrating wounds were observed about their bodies. They were pronounced dead by a doctor at the scene. The scene was then handed over to officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department.
And that was Cherise John of the Press Relations Department of the St. Lucia Fire Service. Now, where is Inglewood's Grand Riviere? If you are passing through the Union area from Castries heading to Grand Riviere, there is a lane on the left-hand side of the road just before Twist. So you enter that lane and you'll find yourself in the Inglewoods area. Cherise John also has another report of a fatal accident which occurred over in Vanna, again on Sunday.
On Sunday, 13th April 2025, the St. Lucia Fire Service responded to a motor vehicular incident at 4:24 p.m. involving a motor vehicle which veered off the road. On arrival at the scene, a vehicle was observed to be in the bushes down a precipice. On assessment, 2 elderly adult males were found to be involved in the incident. One individual was found unconscious and unresponsive. Life-saving interventions were performed and he was transferred into the ambulance. The other was found unconscious with an abrasion to his left arm. He was treated and they were both transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
Again, just heard there from Sharice John of the St. Lucia Fire Service. So we have to pay attention to those things. We have to pay attention as citizens, our responsibility to ensure that we are driving safely on our roads, and also for the traffic department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to ensure that sufficient policing is available, not only from the period or the time frame of 9 o'clock in the morning until 4:35, etc., but as long as possible on a daily basis to ensure that the roads are safe for both motorists and pedestrians. One other issue before we open the lines at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. A commentator says, stop the hate. In terms of the rhetoric, what is happening on our talk shows, on the political platforms, and that individual is...
St. Lucia, hate is rampant here, and it's at an unprecedented level. I try not to listen to some talk shows and minimize my time on social media because I am not interested in my spirit being bruised by senseless rhetoric. Life is too short to expose yourself to so much hate. These days, everyone qualifies himself or herself as a talk show host. The more you are able to disrespect people, it appears the more popular you become. Gone are the days of trained and qualified media personnel. The advent of social media has made the situation worse. There are those who hide behind fake names and unleash insults at others. The political climate has attracted a cadre of people who thrive on insulting politicians and those they deem to be party supporters. These talk show hosts and social media users need to be careful of what they say, post, and share. I say this because, believe it or not, people have the tendency to quickly check one's media profile in the event of a death or tragedy. Life is unpredictable, and we are never sure what will happen the next second in our lives. There are people we see as larger than life. They have all the possessions in the world. They treat people with scant regard. They are loud, boisterous. They say what they want about anyone they do not like. They spew hate. Guess what, St. Lucia? These people die like anybody else. I say all this to warn all of us that we need to be careful what we leave behind. I remember years ago a well-known broadcaster, Vic Fernandez of Barbados, in delivering an address at the Caribbean Broadcasting Union Media Awards event sometime in the mid-90s, said the following to the media workers, and I quote, "You are only as good as your last feature, your last program, your last report." And he went on to say, "I've always said to young broadcasters that if perchance you meet a fatal accident, if you were a victim, can I rush to the studio and pick up your last news report or program, your last feature, and say, this was whoever it was? End of quote. These days, with social media, there will be no need to rush to the studio. Your phone will show you the deceased person's last posting, last live, and last comments. The same holds true for our leaders in the House of Parliament. Your last ridicule, your last lie, your last disrespect, your last racist speech will be your legacy. This is how you will be remembered. St. Lucians, stop the hate. And this one is specifically for the politicians and the party hacks. Stop the racist remarks. For we are a blend of Africa, India, China, Portugal, Syria, and guess what? The CIP has added Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and lots more. So stop your hatred of people, because believe it or not, that will be your legacy. I will leave you with some lyrics from Stevie Wonder. It's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay. Send yours in right away. Hits going around, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. You've got to. I've got to. They've got to. We've got to stop it before it's gone too far.
Commentary by Jacinta Anius Lee, Stop the Hate. Let's promote love instead. 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, who is watching the show from the US. I listened to the Golden Dragon on Friday, and for a guy who doesn't pay attention to Trinidad politics, he sure knew a lot. And let's see if we have another message to go through. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. So the SLB will take as many pictures with people, children, and it's okay. Whenever it's done by the UDP, it's a problem. A few years ago, whilst in opposition, the current Prime Minister said that the then Prime Minister was just taking pictures with people, children, like it was putting food in the belly. But they would proudly beat their chest to say how they picked up convent girls, a double standard. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Once again, we are awaiting your calls at 452-2979. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Tim, can you imagine getting the news that your son was shot dead only to now go down a precipice after getting that shock? This is what allegedly happened to Redmond of Mark yesterday after being informed that his son was one of two men shot at Inglewood's Grand Riviere on the 13th of April, Sunday. What a huge tragedy for the family. Condolences to them. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Let's see, we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Tim.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Yes. My condolences to all the families that have lost their children along the way, Tim. I have to bring up a point, Tim. And we have a crisis which is a very, very serious crisis in our country. And that is the water crisis, Tim. And, you know, there's hotels going up. There's new houses building every day.
Hello?
Administration did when they came into power. Yes, Tim, you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
One thing the Philip JP administration...
Okay, the call seems to be breaking up. So maybe you can call back from another location because your call is not getting through. It is being interrupted, sir. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And let me see if I have another WhatsApp message. Okay, all right. I've had this, gone through this WhatsApp message. Let's try again via... Okay, let's take a call via the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Kim.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Kim. That young guy.
Okay. Caller, whatever device you're listening to, you're using to listen to the broadcast, turn it off, please, and then you can continue with your contribution. Hello? Okay, we lost the caller. 452-2979. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, please ask WASCO workers to do their job. Chlorinated water from the Lacqua tank in Babino has been wasting for hours. Please ask WASCO workers to do their job. Treated water from the Lacqua tank in Babino, that water has been wasting for hours. All right, let's see if we get our first call on the line via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. Yes, caller. Go ahead, please.
The Wi-Fi is bad. Tim, we have a water crisis, Tim. And one thing the SLP did when they came into power was stop the desilting of the dam. And there's many silk in the dam, and it's been years. It has been over 4 years that the dam hasn't been desilt. And due to the pressure behind the dam with the silt, that self can make the dam itself collapse because the dam hasn't been maintained for years. If you have a vehicle, Tim, and you go to the dam right now, Tim, you will see the water is so low right now. And Alan Shastney came up with a great project down for the Viewfort people where he expanded the water thing in Viewfort North. Philip J.P. administration came and stopped the desilting of the dam. There's new hospitals, there's new hotels going up every day, there's new houses building every day. The hospitals need water, everybody need water. The roads, they have roads they're building, and people are taking their own water to spread on the road for the dust. Many people do not have the black drums, Tim, to store water, and if you store water outside, most likely you might get dengue from the mosquitoes that are storing in the water, in the drums. I'm calling and I'm pleading to the government that we are going to the season of drought, and this drought will be more severe than the last one because of climate change and because of what is happening. I urge the government to restart the desilting of the dam, and he's telling people to plant. Where is the extra water to water all the farms they want to do for food security? Where is the water to water the plants? We have a crisis, Tim. We have too many crises on our hand. We are on the verge of losing our visa to America. We are on the verge of losing our European visa. We have the CIP crisis. We have the crime crisis. We have the hospitals crisis. And we have the most important one that will affect each and every one of us in this country, which is water. And water is life. I thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Let's see if we have another call at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says, this is not Redman's son. Please need to get their facts right before saying this. Okay, so this is not Redman's son. All right, thank you so much for the clarification. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Remember, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. In the meantime, the chat room, somebody says, I there eating a piece of road there, it giving me gorget. Let's see if we have some other comment to go through at this time. Let's take a call instead via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You're on the air.
Tim, good afternoon.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, Tim, there is a big hole in town somewhere in Coral Street and Miku Street. It's over a month that hole is there, Tim. The authorities, they came there, they dropped some stones and sand and cement in there. And Tim, that's whole day. And the breeze is strong these days. You get in that whole day there, whole day. I think the authorities need to come and do something with this thing. Because this thing gives sickness. Because to be inhaling the cement the whole day, that it ain't easy. So I'm saying that for the authorities, so I heard so I know they are listening, so at least they can go and do something with this thing there. Coral and Miku Street. Please, I begging them.
Okay, caller.
Okay, Tim?
All right. I hope the authorities are listening and they will attend to this issue.
Yeah, they are listening loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have another call. Hello, good afternoon to you. You're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm okay, caller. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. And
Yes. Amanda's not with us today. Amanda is not with us today. She's not feeling too well.
She's not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that happens. That happens. Tim, you know what I'm seeing emerging again? This black and white thing. Black boy. I'm a black boy. Listen, I thought we had gotten over all that, man. I thought we had really gotten over all that. It is rearing its old head again. And you know what is going to happen? It's going to be black against white. Please. I mean, let us get out to that, man. Get over that. Let's get over that, man. Okay, we know we are black people, but we don't have to be, thinking it like that. I'm really disappointed in some of those politicians. I'm really disappointed because they don't want to help the country. They're getting us to hate each other. That's what they're really doing. I'm a little black boy. Where does all that come in? Tell me what is going to be happening to my country. I don't listen to the budget anymore because the only thing that you can say is things like Yes,
caller?
Yeah, the only thing people can say in the House of Assembly is like, they don't tell us anything that's going to be happening or going to be taking place. They tell us Shasta this and Shasta that. It's just like it becomes, it's not the House of Assembly anymore. It's not the House of Parliament. It's a House of Shasta. I don't want to know about Shasta. I want to know what is going to be happening to my country. Talk about what Trump has done and it's going to affect us. I don't want to know what is happening to Shasta. I want to know something credible, man. I don't know what some of those politicians think. They think we're still stupid. They think we're still stupid, man. Get off this black and white thing. Don't let it rear its ugly head again.
Okay, caller.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says, call it a black and white issue worked last election. What made you think they won't come with it again? Tick-tock. And let's see if we have another call. Tim, where is the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO? Well, it's a while now. I haven't heard anything from NEMO, and we're getting all set for another hurricane season. And remember, NEMO does not respond only to natural disasters like hurricanes, okay? So any disaster at all. You're talking about earthquakes, man-made disasters, you name it. So NEMO should always be in a state of readiness. But I must say that over the last few years, we hardly hear anything coming from NEMO. We have a call on the landline. Let's go to that call right now. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
How are you doing, brother, Tim?
I'm okay. How about you?
Well, not too bad. It's a long time I've been listening to that program, and that's the first time I've been calling that program.
Thank you so much for calling, sir.
I'm a very interested and continual listener.
You're right.
But Tim, you see, I fed up with the Labour Party, man, because the people keep spewing lies and lies upon lies. 3 years since I supposed to make an operation in my eye, and been going up and down. Then people making you pay for blood tests, all things, and when you come, it's a different thing. They're telling you to come, and the Cubans and them playing a lot of tactics there. You understand? And so long they have been promising people things, and when I reach there, when you see finally all what he asked me, I have it, and they're telling me the truth because the place is not yet ready. And why Labour Party telling people the place is ready? The people just lying, man, and it's time for people to put them out. I fed up with them people, man, and send to the fed up with them. The people only lying and lying and lying, and I ask in all conclusion that I'm trapped by the lies of the Labour Party. This election, I hope they will not let that happen to them again. And all the Labour Party supporters that they see how Labour Party is going. Just let's come together, man, and put them fellas out, man. It's time for us to do that, man. Thank you, Mr. Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message. Somebody says that thanks to the commentator who spoke on hate, all leaders have a responsibility to calm the national climate of the political environment. No election is so important for anyone to win at the expense of our people losing their way and hating each other. Hating each other and using nasty and toxic language to attack persons we have never even met is plain old dumb. All politicians must pay attention to this issue and ask their supporters to be decent citizens of our small island state before it is too late. A call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Morning, Tim.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon to you.
Okay, Apollo just called and he spoke about the high problem by the Cubans and so on. I want to confirm that. Before COVID.
Can you repeat, ma'am? Are you there?
And her eyes. But, pardon me?
Yes, repeat.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I could hear you better now. So repeat your comment, your contribution.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The gentleman that called about the eye surgery.
Yes.
I want to endorse what he said because I was traveling with someone to go to that hospital to get her eye operated on before COVID. But then COVID came in. And after COVID, after a while, a long time, then she went back there and they were able to check her eyes and everything. And she was ready to do surgery. But guess what? The Cubans told us, I was in there with the lady, the place is not ready. They are waiting on the government to get it ready for them to do the eye surgery. And that's a long time. And up until now, the lady haven't gotten to do the eye surgery. And not everybody have over $4,000 or $5,000 to go spend like at Vision Express or others to do eye surgery. So the lady there and her eye is getting worse. And nothing. That's crazy. Right? That's so crazy because what's vision is important. So since they have work to do, the government, why don't they do the work so the people can get the operation on their eyes? That's lack of concern. And they said they're putting people first. My God. See you, Mr. Tim.
Okay,
Bye.
ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. I would appreciate getting some kind of feedback from Ministry of Health personnel because I think in the past they have provided an update, maybe in light of the two contributions we've heard on this eye clinic and the fact that the service has been preempted for a number of reasons. And we could certainly do with some explanation again from the Ministry of Health providing us with the latest with regard to this program. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tim. Ça fait?
Muy bien. Bon après-midi.
Bon après-midi. Timothy, moi, je avais le Facebook, moi, un petit clip commissaire Richard Kadi, Alan Charles, ne passe pas l'anglais. Miss Timothy, je n'ai pas l'Angleterre, et c'est pas la première fois que je suis. Moi, je fais mon fou, mon blé, monsieur Richard, tant moi. Timothy, je passe pas l'anglais et mon Angleterre. Qui différence là?
Il y a ce qu'on fait, oui, là.
Non, je voulais savoir qui différence. Mon blé, monsieur Richard, répond. Moi, passe pas l'anglais, et l'Angleterre. Qui différence là? Hein? Et puis, monsieur dit, moi, exactement bien, moi, passe pas l'anglais, moi, l'Angleterre, et puis, il n'apporte pas 90 ans avec l'Angleterre. Bon, si le gouvernement l'Angleterre dit, moi, pas appeler gens qui se spécifient par l'Angleterre, dis-moi de nous, et c'est pas moi, non? L'Angleterre, des mots qui se spécifient par l'anglais.
Mais tu m'as dit, si. Qui m'a dit parler ici, mon naturellement, lovely service, lovely and train, la ni pour nous.
Timothy, moi pas mêler moi ça human being. Mon Dieu fait la terre, mon qui ça parle anglais, moi ça moi dit qui broken qui pas broken, vous comprenez? Et ici mais vous parlez beaucoup anglais, je pas bon blague. Yo va wedo. Là il fait ça mon ici tu parler beaucoup anglais, je pas amener nous. C'est que si moi là vous parler beaucoup anglais, je va oui mon. Ici là on parle beaucoup anglais. C'est ou pas ça jamais ouais. Un genre blanc. Ou sous parler beaucoup anglais, je pas même c'est you just try company pour try window, you try window, but you buy you. But simply see so where back le bele bokote et nous parler broken English. Guarantee. I don't record no more Facebook et faire. Je crée Facebook of your pays ça nous va voir. Mais mon modo on passe pas l'anglais et dans l'anglais for years. Et pas l'anglais. So mon début c'est Richard understand. C'est pas qui a fond. Et puis c'est pas anglais et puis qui langue ça parler comme c'est qui ça cacho. C'est ça qu'a bon. Et puis pas pour service c'est pas ça wrong. Il passe à dire monde, il passe à l'anglais parce que ça wrong. Faut lui parler à l'anglais, pas pour mission. Cassure Bémoun, Cassure Bémoun, faut laisser pas parler par toi, mon petit. Cassure Bémoun, tout va parler par toi. Et vous faites cette décision, vous faites cette décision, et vous va parler par toi. Qui a débuté ça? Elvina, on dit l'anglais, Maha parle anglais. Et Morelli, par contre, elle c'est des check quoi qui fait garder monde. Mais c'est quand elle a dit, n'importe quoi, et puis les pour monsieur de faire ça. Elle m'a dit tout cette décision. Vote Richard out. Richard is not fit to be a minister. He's not fit to be a minister. Como do Mané against Songa. But politics is not fit to be a minister. Bye bye.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Bougla dit pas à parler anglais. Bougla a dit Richard Frederick is not fit to be a minister. So, who control the call line? 4522979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hi, Tim, what's up?
Yes, sir, I'm okay. Good afternoon to you.
Okay. Tim, let me ask you a question. When last you passed in the land through the area?
I'm there quite frequent.
Okay.
Which area? Which area in particular?
Just by Wasco side there.
Yes. That's just
Okay,
in front of the school, Camille.
That's right. You ever notice this big patch there? This big hole there in the middle of the road?
Yes, I've noticed it.
It's been there for almost a year, Tim.
Very close to
And it's
Wasco?
getting worse and worse.
Very close to
Yeah.
Wasco, yes. The head office.
Yeah, and getting worse and worse. I mean, that's where the staff pass to go to work. You mean they're not saying that? So they do some repairs to it? It's almost a year, or over a year now.
You think that's the responsibility of Wasco or the responsibility of the Ministry of Infrastructure? I think that's for the Ministry of Infrastructure.
Well, Wasco did the work there, but they were supposed to see the Ministry of Infrastructure fix it.
Mhm.
It's been there for so long. And it's a main road.
Quite a while, because sometimes you have to try to dodge vehicles, and you have children coming from
Exactly.
the Camille Memorial School as well, and you have other road users. Yeah.
That's right outside the office. That's where they pass to go to work.
Mhm. Well, caller, what we can do is to comment on it and hope the authorities will attend to that particular issue, sir.
I suppose they're listening to your show. They could hear me.
Yes. Thank you so much for calling.
I remember. Thank
All
you.
right, take care. Some of your comments in the chat room, somebody says, this year is the year of T Canal. And let's see if we have any more of your comments to go through while we are awaiting. Most of the calls are coming through, okay? But I think about time we take a break, and the broadcast will continue in just a moment. You'll be hearing from an individual who explains why he has decided to enter the political arena. All that and a whole lot more between now and when the broadcast ends. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
KFC is bringing the flavor and the vibes with the Jazz Box. Just $30. Get one zinger or big crunch sandwich, 5 undipped wings, fries, a biscuit, 16-ounce drink, and a shot at VIP Jazz Weekend for 2. Buy a Jazz Box at any of our 5 KFC locations. Write your name and number on the receipt and drop it in the entry box to enter. Draw takes place May 7th. VIP tickets for May 9th, 10th, and 11th could be yours. Available now till May 31st. Only at KFC St. Lucia. Dine in, drive through, or order online at kfcslu.com. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucelec wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service offices at the Carolec building in San Souci and VA4 are temporarily closed to facilitate urgent maintenance. The Lucelec Cantonment office in VA4 is now open on a limited basis, offering all services except payments. The Rodney Bay office remains open to serve customers. Customers who wish to make payments during this closure are encouraged to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com. SurePay's online and walk-in service options, or participating financial institutions. Payments made via SurePay and My Account Direct on weekdays from 8 to 4 p.m. will be processed to customer accounts the same day. Payments made after 4 p.m. will be processed the next business day. For account balances, please dial the Automated Account Inquiry Service line at 457-4433. Customers can access other Lucelec services by using the virtual service desk at www.lucelec.com. The management of Lucelec deeply regrets any inconvenience caused by these closures and thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you. Just for me? Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience. So I get to treat myself every time I shop? Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Stop. How much more pain can you take? Back pain, blinding headaches, numbness, weak knees, spinal injuries, stroke. You've tried everything. Nothing works. Enough. La Clinique du Corps has the experts and technology to diagnose and fix the problem permanently. Our specialist doctors use cutting-edge solutions to treat back pain, knee pain, sciatica, stroke recovery, spinal injuries, arthritis, heel pain, and more. With advanced pain management techniques, we provide fast, effective relief so you can live pain-free. La Clinique du Corps is an approved universal healthcare service provider in St. Lucia, accepting all approved insurance. Take back your life. Call La Clinique du Corps right now at 451-6559 to book your appointment. Pain stops here.
Essie, don't tell me that tire flat again. I just changed that tire.
Wait, what? You just changed that tire?
Well, I bought a used one because you didn't give me enough money.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Chivi's Tire Shop only carry brand new quality tires at affordable prices with free installation.
Hey, it seems you're working at Chivi's Tire Shop. How you know all that?
Come on, Brenda. The tire shop down the road from our home in the American Drywall Building.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Well, you know what, Patrick? Let's go there right now. Take your wallet. Let's go.
Chivi's Tire Shop, located at the American Drywall Building, Vic Boutte. Call or WhatsApp 584-5986. Chivi's Tire Shop. Pay less, drive more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
On Sunday, May 4th, it's a party under the pitons. Suffrage Jazz, the ultimate experience. MTX Band, Slide. Arthur Alware, Rebel 7, DYP, Former Nappy, Cohen Dubois, T-Vice, and headliner Busy Signal. Party with us, dine with us, stay with us for Sufred Jazz, the ultimate experience. Tickets are only $150 EC. You can choose to elevate your experience at our VIP village for only $400 EC. The best value for money, the best vibes, and the most exquisite location. Tickets available from the Cell Outlets Island Wine, SRDF office in Soufriere, and www.fourcirclestickets.com. Sunday, May 4th, Soufriere Mini Stadium. Soufriere Jazz, the ultimate experience.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, monitored in the UK by Eddie Edward. He says there is watching and locked in from the UK. Also, Janice Butcher is watching the broadcast. Another person says via WhatsApp, no, speak for yourself, Timothy, not me. I am not at the mercy of any criminal. No way, I'm a child of God, the creator of the universe, through his son, Jesus Christ. Yes, Jesus. And let's see if we have another comment via those of you watching on YouTube. Of course, hate is rampant these days. They hate you even when they have never seen you, talked to you, met you. They hate because other persons choose to exercise their democratic rights. Hate and vitriol. Go figure. Another person says that there's a difference between hate and speaking the truth. Because someone talks about your lies, that doesn't mean they hate you. Man, exercise your rights, but don't give people the wrong information. We have another message via YouTube. Somebody says there holes everywhere is holes not being attended to, but I noticed fresh pavement on the road that goes to the back of Massey Boulevard and out where the Immigration Department is located. Top priority. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. So hello to you watching and listening to the broadcast. Those of you in the diaspora, those of you in St. Lucia, wherever you are listening to the broadcast from, we do appreciate you. Somebody says there, Tim, I think only the users of the Betty Wells VH Hospital can give you the true picture of the services that are actually offered there. I think the advert they have and the actual services provided are not in line. Thank you so much for that WhatsApp message. Another WhatsApp message, somebody says there is also a huge pothole that spans the width of the road on your way to NIC. Just below the Blind Welfare Association and the Ministry of Labor. It started as a small hole that have been dodging for months now, but fast forward to today, it has opened up wider. Ministry of Infrastructure, please go to the inner roads around the island to see which roads require some attention, please. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. St. Lucian healthcare worker watching and listening to the broadcast from the UK says, this rhetoric of Shas not being able to speak Creole and hence not fit to lead the country is so ridiculous. Let's take UK for example. Multilingual population, yet I don't see that it's a requirement that the Prime Minister be able to speak any other language but English. Most people in St. Lucia speak or at least understand English, which is our main language, just like a UK or any other first world country leader who speaks the native language, which would represent the vast majority of the population. Even countries like New Zealand and Australia, with large populations of indigenous people, follow the same rule. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, NewsSpin, you are on the air. Okay, I think we have lost that caller. And in the meantime, let me see if I could go through another WhatsApp message. People, we need to get rid of the SLP government, so play them and take all what they come with because they're not trustworthy. Another one says there, we need a jail like the one in El Salvador because the condition at BCF is too relaxing. All right, call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Comment ça va, frère? Comment est? Bon après-midi.
Oui, oui, moi là. Bon après-midi.
Ou la gâte, frère?
Oui, oui, moi la qualité.
Oh, qualité, qui ça qualité à Gaza?
Et la vie à Saint-Lucie, comment?
Ok. Moi ça comprend ça. Oui, ça m'en est pour dire après-midi à Tim. Où est-ce que j'ai un matin de secret deal?
Oui.
Avec up to now, nous ne pouvons pas savoir qui c'est qui secret deal là. Dernier coup, la semaine passée, il dit about secret. Au Goban, il a acheté secret là-bas, Jean Soufouye. Tim, moi, comment ça ou ça? Il dit, moi, c'est Jean Soufouye. Now we take us through, but moi, c'est Jean Soufouye. Au Goban, moi, comment secret deal là, il a parlé of là. Because moi, comment rien m'a fait Soufouye. Because ça n'a changé, Tim. Là, il était grosilé. Même là, il n'a pas fait rien grosilé. Et qui couille de scène grosilé. Il poussait dans son sortie. C'est ça qu'il fait. Il poussait dans son sortie avec il take over. So dans son temps pour give up. Après, il y a un soufouillé. Au gouvernement, Makawa qui ça il a fait un soufouillé. Au gouvernement. So moi-même, quand je couille on behalf of you, moi, c'est un strong IWP dans le team. Now, on behalf of Jean Soufouye. Pas vote by Emma souple dans les autres. Parce que si tu gros, il n'est pas fait un Soufouye, c'est pas rien qu'il fait. N'a couillant les autres gens Soufouye. C'est Soufouye dans vote. Ma les autres vote by Emma. Tim, non, bon, moi, anti-parole, anti-sigoué. Tim, nous levons maman en Soufouye ensemble. Moi, je suis avec frère, moi, connais tout frère Emma, tout ces Emma. Nous levons Soufouye ensemble. Non, moi, regarde la vérité. Manière against Emma, but when I even to politics, more against it. Now, do it straight. Living pour politics, je supporter la pièce. Au gouvernement, but pour dire la vérité, I shout Emma, et je répond moi. But living pour politics, moi against living pour politics. But là pour venir naturel la vie, manière against it. Because nous levons tout maman souffrir ensemble. Moi connais papa, maman yo tout a passé oui. Au gouvernement. Oui. So ça m'a dit, on a juste dit Jean Soufouye, pas vote by Emma, parce que c'est pas rien Emma qui fait by Jean Soufouye. Au gouvernement. So c'est juste commencement, Tim. Nike au pli pour parler pour. So Tim, enjoy la journée.
Vous aussi, merci beaucoup. Another call via WhatsApp. Hello and good afternoon. This is NewsSpin 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We had a call coming in. I think we have lost that contributor. Let's see there. Somebody says there via WhatsApp. Hi, Tim. We need an English debate between Mr. Chasney and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. Another person says, Tim, can you let the rep for Dennery South know that he is the only person in Dennery that is satisfied with the condition of the roads in the constituency? Another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
I have a contribution to make that I think it's very interesting because my daughter was trying to do, well, she's doing her research paper for the end of semester on the Caribbean diaspora in North America and also in Europe. Now, if you can indulge with me 1 minute, Mr. Poleon, whilst I'm talking to you, I don't know if you have access to a laptop because I want you to check what I'm saying there in real time before somebody come and say that is not true. It's another person from the opposition that's trying to cause or create a problem. I want you to Google or go on the Canadian Embassy or the Canadian Consulate in Toronto and look on the country profile and tell me what you see there. If you can just do that, it won't take you 2 minutes to do that. Because what I'm looking for to see, the reason I'm asking you to look on the country's profile, could you believe in this day, almost 4 years the Labour Party is in power, they still have Alan Chasney there as the Prime Minister of St. Lucia? And they still have the Governor General as Dame Paulette Louise. And they want to fix and they want to attack everybody and make fun of everybody in St. Lucia as to incompetent and thing. The Labour Party have showed a lot of ineptitude. Don't tell me anybody doing the research on St. Lucia right now or anybody Googling St. Lucia's information from the official website of the embassy. Prime Minister is Alan Chasney.
I'm trying to locate it, I'm trying to locate it, but continue.
And well, it's important to locate it because I know after this call, somebody will remove it. They will remove it after this call.
And
my whole thing.
And you're calling from Canada?
I am.
Okay.
Because this is really ridiculous. Almost 4 years, and you have people earning big salary in those embassies. I don't want to say they're just sitting around, but a small thing like that they cannot correct. And they want. I tell you that this government we have there currently, they're not ready for prime time. They're not ready for prime time. They're not ready for any kind of the challenges the world is facing right now, especially small island state like St. Lucia. And I'm hearing this one bellowing on his program every Thursday, talking nonsense about Mr. Chasney cannot speak Patois. How many of the younger people in St. Lucia right now that cannot speak Patois? How many of them? Can his children speak Patois?
Well, I just saw it there. So you have the head of state, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is St. Lucia's head of state. Her Majesty is represented by the Governor General Dame Paulette Louise. Head of government, it says that the Prime Minister of St. Lucia is Honorable Alan M. Chasney.
Now tell me, after 4 years you're all in power, that minor thing you all cannot correct? Anybody Googling about information about St. Lucia, especially you have tourism, you have everybody trying to pay a visit to the island, that is what they'll encounter? I'm not saying, if they want to keep it as that's their prerogative. But they have a lot of well-informed people in the highest echelon of government that always claiming they know, and that little thing they cannot correct. How silly is that? They talk about nonsense about St. Lucia is a sovereign state and they could sell their passports to everybody. How could St. Lucia be a sovereign state which is correct? I'm not denying that it is a sovereign state. But when people, especially the European and the North American government, telling you are enabling people, they have a red flag on to enter the country based on the national security. You saying to hell with that? Can St. Lucia really withstand what we are facing there right now? With these kind of people we have there? This kind of ineptitude we have there? Mr. Poleon, I'm asking you a question. You can answer me yes or no because you're a free citizen.
I'm listening to you, ma'am. I mean, the floor is yours. that is your perspective, ma'am.
Yeah, I understand that is my perspective. But I watched a program last night. Had the people dancing because Mr. what's his name, Sean Edwards opened a road for them in Denver North. A road. The people are rejoicing and dancing for a road and drinking rum and partying for a road that the minister. Come on. I applaud. I'm encouraging. Let me say it this way. I'm encouraging St. Lucians to read, and I've said so many times, to read this book. It's only 93 pages, called Animal Farm. And if St. Lucians pay attention and read this book, Animal Farm, they will see what kind of ride this government is taking us for. And the concept and the main topic in Animal Farm, when the animals were trying to build a windmill, and I placed the windmill in the same position as St. Jude's Hospital. Because millions of dollars have been spent on that hospital and nothing. And I clearly, and I wish you would get that clip, Mr. Poleon. I remembered clearly Mr. Frederick saying, if the Labour Party does not finish the St. Jude's Hospital, he will not run again.
Yes.
I remember him saying that. What is he doing campaigning still? Because we almost close to elections. Election is just a few months away. If this year is already, we halfway through this year already almost. What is he still campaigning on? You're talking about a man claiming the man cannot speak English and so on. Timothy, Mr. Pierre, who is the current Prime Minister right now, and I'm sorry to say it, English, no patois is his first language. I don't know what language this man speaks. Hardly can I understand when this man say anything. It's always a quarrel. It's always a maple. It's nothing constructive. Where are we going with that? Where are we going with that? I'm saying the Labour Party is not ready to govern St. Lucia under this current world event we are facing right now. They are not ready for prime time, and they should do their best or whatever they can do. But the people of St. Lucia have to stand up and get rid of that government, because we ain't going anywhere with them. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. No NewsSpin program is the same. There's great variety in terms of the callers, in terms of the perspective shared, and in terms of the various contributions. Still to come, one individual believes he has what it takes to be an elected MP in the island's parliament. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin.
Lucelec wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service offices at the Carolec building in Sans Souci and Vieux-Fort are temporarily closed to facilitate urgent maintenance. The Lucelec Cantonment office in Vieux-Fort is now open on a limited basis, offering all services except payments. The Rodney Bay office remains open to serve customers. Customers who wish to make payments during this closure are encouraged to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com. Sure pays online and walk-in service options, or participating financial institutions. Payments made via SurePay and My Account Direct on weekdays from 8 to 4 p.m. will be processed to customer accounts the same day. Payments made after 4 p.m. will be processed the next business day. For account balances, please dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. Customers can access other Lucelec services by using the virtual service desk at www.lucelec.com. The management of Lucelec deeply regrets any inconvenience caused by these closures and thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
I in a good spirit. I drink in a good
St. Lucia, are you ready for the ultimate all-inclusive?
Chalet Blanc, the all-white event. Tier 1 now available at Frontline Ticketing, Eventbrite, Digital Baywalk Mall, 4 Circles Ticketing, or WhatsApp at 240-344-8629. A musical journey curated by the best local and international DJs. St. Lucia Carnival Saturday, July 19th, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
At Sanders Golf and Country Club, Kappa State.
Look something to talk about.
Unlimited drink, brunch buffet, top-class entertainment.
Stay tuned. This event is powered by One Golden Fox and Natalie Events.
Stop. How much more pain can you take? Back pain, blinding headaches, numbness, weak knees, spinal injuries, stroke. You've tried everything. Nothing works. Enough. La Clinique du Corps has the experts and technology to diagnose and fix the problem permanently. Our specialist doctors use cutting-edge solutions to treat back pain, knee pain, sciatica, stroke recovery, spinal injuries, arthritis, heel pain, and more. With advanced pain management techniques, we provide fast, effective relief so you can live pain-free. La Clinique du Corps is an approved universal healthcare service provider in St. Lucia, accepting all approved insurance. Take back your life. Call La Clinique du Corps right now at 451-6559 to book your appointment. Pain stops here.
I've seen your hair before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
Taco Thursdays at Senior Snapper from Thursday, 13th February 2025 and every Thursday.
St. Lucia, your Thursdays just got a whole lot better. After work, there's only one place to be. Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper Seafood Grill and Margarita Bar.
In Cruzley Town, that is Marie Therese Street.
Live DJ, fresh tacos, and island vibes. What more do you need? Tacos for just $10 plus 2-for-1 margaritas and mojitos to keep the good times flowing.
Thursdays is Taco Thursdays at Senor Snapper.
On Easter Sunday, when the sun rises in the west, so will the vibes. Rise 5 in Citrus. Rise 5 in Citrus. April 20th, Soufre Mini Stadium. From 3 p.m. featuring Imran Nerdy, Arthur, Shemi J, DYP, plus St. Lucia's biggest DJs. Plus, Soca Sensation, Hyper Sounds. Hyper Sounds. Voice of the one, Hyper Sound. Tickets are $120, available at all sell outlets, Mambo's Bar in Soufre, and online at fourcircletickets.com. More at the door. Platinum sponsor, Court St. Lucia. Gold sponsors, Bank of St. Lucia, Hotel Chocolat, Hennessy, Bounty Rum, JP Chenet, and KFC. Bronze sponsor, Heineken, Power 97.9 FM. Media sponsor, Liberty Media. Rise 5 in Citrus. On Easter Sunday, we rise.
Also sponsored by Blue Waters and Angostura Chill.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Regarding our contributor from Canada, somebody responds by saying, "It is true what the lady is saying. Well, Alan Chasney will be the Prime Minister in the future. They will correct it in a second." And referring there to the reference made to Animal Farm by George Orwell, the person says, "Perfect book. This lady knows her stuff." Here is an individual who wants to be an MP, an elected MP, and he served as the permanent observer of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States to the UN's office at Geneva. He has also served as the head of mission and chargé d'affaires of the permanent mission of the OECS to the United Nations office in Geneva. And he started his career at the Ministry of External Affairs and International Trade of St. Lucia as a Foreign Service Officer in Trade and Legal Division from December 2002 to April 2006. He has a Bachelor of Law from the University of London and a Master of Laws in International Commercial Law from the University of Westminster, London. He also has a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the University of Western Ontario, Canada. And he has been explaining why he has decided to enter the political arena.
But why? Because the very future of this country that we so love is at stake. Yes. And I am here before you tonight because I've accepted the call to serve the people of this land. For those of you who have not yet met me, I was born right here. I grew up in Beasley and Summersdale. I spent most of my Wednesdays at the James's house, right across the road from the Leclerc playing field. We bought bread from the Henrys. We shopped at Wintrades. My sister Esther was a committed member of VBCC. So, as the saying goes, my neighbor's string is buried right here. That's correct. That's correct. My mother, she lived a life anchored by service. Service, firstly, to God, her family, and community, to people. That commitment to service took me at an early age to nearly every corner of this constituency, from Upper Mondador to Agad, from Wapatat to Cedars, from Sunbill to La Panse and Waterworks Road, and all places in between. For my mother, it was never, ever about self. It was about showing up and meeting people where they were, searching for those in need, offering help, giving comfort, caring for the sick, caring for the infirm. It was always about service. Service to God, service to community. It was about people. The good book reminds us, for even the Son of Man, Jesus himself, came not to be served, but to serve. And to give his life as a ransom to many. But far too many of those entrusted with leadership in this our country have forgotten this invocation. Following the example of my mother, I too had the immense honor of serving this country. First, as a civil servant, and subsequently as a regional diplomat and as an ambassador. Most recently, I had the distinct privilege of serving as the senior advisor to one of the most influential global leaders, a role never previously held by someone from the Eastern Caribbean. In these efforts, my country, our country, has always been a co-equal responsibility and my priority. But unfortunately, too many of us have strayed from the purpose of leadership, which is to help and support people. Leaders are elected to address your needs, our needs. But in this country, instead, all too often they serve only themselves. There is an old African saying, the chief always eats last. He must ensure that everyone in the village has eaten before he eats. In Akan culture, this reflects the idea that a leader carries the burden of the people and ensures that their well-being is placed before his own. Is this the case in St. Lucia? I am hearing from you that in this country, the chiefs and their friends, they eat first, they eat second, they eat third, they even eat last. It is therefore no surprise whatsoever that our institutions of governance are all in disarray or have died from a lack of attention. The very systems meant to support and safeguard and protect you have been broken or willfully neglected. It is for this reason we must meet the imperative of this moment. It is for this reason we must win the upcoming election. But we must do it the right way. We must do so by again earning the trust and confidence of each and every St. Lucian. For what is glory? What is glory without honor? What is winning? What is winning without integrity? What is leadership? Tell me, what is leadership without a genuine desire to serve? And this is a caution to us all. Service must never only be to party. It must never ever be only to protect the victory. It must only be focused on people. We must reach out to everyone, even those whose trust we have yet to earn. Putting food on your table, paying your bills, and meeting your commitments should never be determined by whether you support yellow, red, green, or blue. Let me be clear. Let me speak directly to the people of Castries North. I want to be your servant. I want to be a servant to all. Whatever party you support, I promise also to work for you.
Just heard there from Mr. Stephen Favrier, and that presentation delivered yesterday during the UWP's Sunday Live. He is now the UWP's candidate for Castries North, going against Mr. Stevenson King. Among other things, he is a former permanent observer of the OECS to the United Nations office in Geneva. Once again, you just heard there from Mr. Stephen Favrier of the opposition UWP. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you, NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Tim, I just have a couple questions for the minister.
Which minister?
I overheard Richard Fedrick.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the minister complaining about Chasney being unable to speak Creole. So I'm a bit confused, because what I'm confused about is, what does being able to speak Patois has to do with negotiating for St. Lucia? So you're telling me that you would need Patois to negotiate in front of Michael Rubio to save our visas. We would need to be able to speak Patois to speak with Donald Trump. We would have to be able to speak Patois to negotiate with so many countries that we deal with around the world to make things better for St. Lucia. I want to know if the minister would also need to be able to speak Patois to try to save our visas and to try to get his back. Because I really don't get it. What he's talking about being not being able, not being what did he say? Not being not being able to speak patois doesn't means that you're not capable of being not being able to. I want to quote him properly. I don't want to. In other words, he doesn't have his heart.
Mm-hmm.
His heart is not in it, right? What does speaking patois has to do with any of this? So you'd come up to the United States and you'd sit down with Marco Rubio, and then you need patois to negotiate with him. You need patois to speak with Trump.
You know, there's a former St. Lucia Prime Minister, caller, who cannot speak Creole. Caller, you there?
Yes, I'm there.
There's a particular St. Lucia Prime Minister who cannot speak Creole, and that individual is Dr. Von Lewis. Cannot speak.
That is true.
He cannot speak Creole.
Tim, there are a lot of St. Lucians that I know that I grew up with that cannot speak Creole.
Mm.
They may be able to understand it, but they cannot speak it. There are a lot of people my age in St. Lucia who cannot speak Creole. So do you mean they don't have the country at heart, as you said? I don't see how being able to speak patois would help you, a government, negotiate with other countries to make our country better. I don't get it. I'm trying to be fair and trying to understand the minister, but I cannot get it. So I'm lost. I'm lost, man. I think the gentleman is out of ideas. He's desperate, and I mean, for instance, this thing with the kid. That Guy Joseph took a picture of a kid with a teddy bear. Guy Joseph is not. I don't believe Guy Joseph would go out and ask are you Flobo or Labour? Are you Flobo or Labour? You don't go around asking kids if they're Flobo or Labour, if your mother is a Flobo or Labour, to give them a toy or to take a picture with them. What that has to do with anything? What that has to do with taking care of the crime in St. Lucia? What that has to do with I'm getting jobs in St. Lucia? What that has to do with anything? The man don't know who the kid is. Getting kids involved in all kind of nonsense. Tim, have a good day, man. I'm just frustrated.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. Let me see there. If we have a WhatsApp message to go through, somebody says, okay, we have a call. Let's take that call instead. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello?
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Tim, I want to wish Stephen Favre well. I think he's a good catch for the UWP. An excellent choice. And I think that people like Tommy, Stephen, Titus, and Benson, these guys would bring much needed gravitas, I should say, to the party. And I wish them and all the other candidates well at the upcoming elections. But Tim, I want to go back on another radio program on Friday the 4th. The government has this new program called Meet the Minister. And the first to appear on that program was the Health Minister, Mr. Moses Jean-Baptiste. And a caller to the program asked him whether he thinks that as a government, that he as Health Minister and the government on the whole should be allowing people to use the Soufre mini stadium, which is surfaced with AstroTurf. And I think the caller asked the question because the present district's rep, Emma Hippolyte, had previously indicated that there is a link between AstroTurf and cancer. The minister responded verbatim, and I will quote, I have certainly heard comments relating to AstroTurf and cancer, and I know Minister with responsibility for sports, the Honorable Kenson Kazimi, has indicated that discussions are taking place in relation to Mikud, Deriso, and other areas where AstroTurf has been applied. End of quote. He went on further to say to him that the Minister for Sports will educate the nation on what will be done and what will happen in the future. Now, surprisingly, Kenson Kazimi appeared on the subsequent program that was last week Friday. And I think many callers were waiting for him to accept calls to follow up. But he didn't take calls for that program, conveniently. But I know that Mr. Kenson Kazimi is listening, and there are other members of the government who are listening. The question I would have liked to ask Mr. Kazimi, judging by what Minister Musa said, I would ask him to answer the question, when did he start those discussions regarding the link between the AstroTurf and cancer, one? And secondly, what agencies did...
Oh, we lost the caller. So maybe you can call back to continue your contribution. I think you got disconnected there, maybe inadvertently, maybe had something to do with it. So we'll try to establish contact with the caller to see if he can complete his call. I think he's back. Let's see if he's back. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sorry, Tim.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I don't know where I got cut off.
The questions, you're posing some questions to the sports minister.
Yes, the question, two questions. When did Kenson Kazimi start the discussions regarding the link between the AstroTurf and cancer, one? And secondly, what agencies or bodies, be it international, regional, or local, did he engage in those discussions? And I think that he owes the people of St. Lucia a timeline as to when he will report the findings to the nation. That's my contribution.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We turn our attention now to our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day reads, what do you expect from an SLP administration which wins the next general election? What do you expect from an SLP administration which wins the next general election? And our NewsSpin news of the day, the NewsSpin news of the day reads, Zimbabwe starts compensating white farmers 25 years after land seizures. Zimbabwe starts compensating white farmers 25 years after land seizures. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you very much after a long time of being out. Timothy, I want to make reference to the advertisement on your program and on the radio station that is affiliated with you and your company concerning the CIP program.
My company? I know that's not my company.
The company that you work with, Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
The company that you work with. You know, the CIP ad comes with the integrity and accountability of the program. It comes out to St. Lucians, telling them how great the CIP program is and what the money has been used for. I realize that the St. Lucia Labour Party is trying to come back and tell St. Lucians that everything is great about CIP. They're doing something to just brainwash the people of St. Lucia. You know who I feel that should be in this ad talking about how great the CIP program is, Mr. Emmanuel, if they tend to do damage control by this ad on this television or on this program, Timothy, I want to say to them that we are not convinced that the CIP program has the accountability and has the confidence of the people of St. Lucia. So please, I know that you'll make money out of it, but this program will not do justice when it comes to the confidence of the program and the accountability of this program as well. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much. Now let's hear from the leader of the opposition, parliamentary opposition, and MP for Miku South, speaking about the effects of the $2 billion budget for the fiscal period 2025 to 2026.
I remember they came out and they said, $2.2 billion budget. First time in the history of St. Lucia that we have a $2 billion budget. But I've always known that bigger is not always better. So here we go. If we compare the budget of 2019, which was the last year before COVID, and compare it to the $2 billion budget, let's break it down. In 2024, the people of St. Lucia paid $300 million more in taxes in 2024 than you paid in 2019. Let me repeat that again. The people of St. Lucia in 2024 have paid $300 million in 1 year more in taxes than you paid in 2019. So if there is 80,000 workers in this country, that means that each worker in this country has paid $3,750 more in taxes in 2024 than they did in 2019. Now you would think, if you paid all those taxes, that life would be better. Bigger budget. The government has collected more taxes. So it means that it would be more services and more benefits to us. But here's how it breaks down. The gas price in the country in 2019 was $13 a gallon. $13 a gallon. The gas prices in 2024, $16.50. $3.50 more per gallon of gas in 2024 than you paid in 2019. The price of bread has doubled. The days of paying 25 cents a loaf, gone. Now it's 50 cents. Bus fares have gone up by 35%. Cooking gas, kerosene, top-ups, everything that you were paying for costs you more money. So remember, you're paying more taxes, and the cost of living is costing you more. So that leaves no more ching 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 in your pocket. All the ching 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 is gone. And we know where it's gone to. It's gone to gouvernement. That's where it's gone to. Now, can we say that services are better today? Is healthcare better in 2024 than it was in 2019? When you used to go to the healthcare centers, Panadol, water, people to serve you, medication, people to take care of you. Today, not even a bottle of water you can get. And we all know how they treated Skinny and how many more people have been treated the same way that Skinny was. It's an everyday occurrence. Now, let's not play politics. The Medical and Dental Association said, healthcare in this country has never been worse. It has gotten so bad that the local doctors, St. Lucian doctors, St. Lucian nurses, who had been through the most difficult of times, making Victoria Hospital work when nobody else could make Victoria Hospital work, who made the sacrifice for us during COVID, who we celebrated, put their lives on the line to protect St. Lucians and to take care of St. Lucians. You know how bad it has to be for them to break and for them to warn the government that if they don't fix the problem, that the doctors and nurses would resign.
Speaking on Sunday during the UWP's Sunday Live, political leader of the United Workers' Party, and that is Mr. Alan Shastney. We'll take a final call and then conclude our broadcast. Somebody says there, SLP comes back in power means same shit, different day. Another WhatsApp message, and the person says there via WhatsApp, good day, Tim. If we as St. Lucian stand on neutral ground, St. Lucia will be better. We forget too conveniently. Tim, to the older folks, they speak a lot of Creole, especially in the southern part of St. Lucia. To meet the people halfway, if you are a police officer, an elderly person comes, you need to meet that person at their level. A final call on the line. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Let me say the final thing, because I heard my Prime Minister spoke a while ago there. And I tell you, Tim, I was in hospital, I spent 4 days there. And you see the nurses, I love them, I appreciate them, and I congratulate them, because I see they don't have bed sheet, and I see nurse take papers and prepare a sheet for a sick man. That breaks my heart, Mr. Tim. So let me tell you, St. Lucian, we should love our nurses, you know. We should love them and appreciate them, because it's the Labour Party that's spoiling the things, but the nurses, they intend to work for us. And God will give them strength, and I pray for them. Thank you, Tim.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Our final call, bringing to a conclusion today's edition of the world's most monitored talk show. And of course, that is NewsSpin. Thank you so much for listening. Those of you in the diaspora, those of you in St. Lucia, wherever you are listening and watching the broadcast, we do appreciate you. Continue to enjoy what's left of your Monday, and please join us tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 for another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.